Rise and shine. You don't want to miss your tea time.
Well, welcome back. It's been about 6 months. This press conference today is all about the 2024 Carl Spackler Open, which will be held in Marshall, Michigan at the Medalist Golf Club. We have 78 returning members with 6 new rookies. Before I get into all of the exciting details surrounding our trip next month, I want to take a minute and give a quick progress report with registration and contributions as of now. We have 89% of our golfers posting at least 3 scorecards in the past 1,000 days. We have 74% of our golfers posting at least 12 scorecards in the past 1,000 days. We had 96% of our roster complete the very first set of participant options. The second set were completed by 89% of our participants. And last year, we received confirmation of our 4 basic golf rules by 87%. We have steadily been at 75% volunteering to mobile score. Here is an image of the roster worksheet without names. You will see in green and in blue are registered people, blue being rookies. And these are the last 2 years. And as of this year, 92% of Phase 1 golfers are attending. 3/4 of Phase 2 are attending, and just half of Phase 3 are attending. Let's move on. So we're headed to Marshall, Michigan, and the weather looks like it's going to be spectacular. High 70s, sunny. However, we know it's going to rain because it always rains at the Spackler. This is a reminder that everybody should be on Telegram so that we can get in touch with you when we know the rain is on its way and it's coming. and be able to give you quick updates of when we're returning to the golf course. We are holding our annual player meeting at the Dark Horse Brewery on Tuesday, June 4th at 9 p.m. Everyone can come and grab dinner. There's a big menu there. It's a huge place. And then all the way out back, under a very large covered patio, there's a bar back there, pool table, picnic tables, bunch of stuff. Anyway, we're going to host our player meeting for 30 minutes to an hour back there. I need everybody to be there on time, 9 p.m. So if you're going to have dinner, make sure that you're done with dinner by 9 p.m. Tuesday night will be our first night in Marshall, Michigan. We are staying at the Quality Inn next to the casino. There is a Quality Inn in Marshall, and some idiot, one of you, is probably going to try to check into the wrong hotel. If somebody tries to do that, you need to let them do that. Not only do you need to let them do that, but you need to videotape or take pictures of them doing that, because they probably need a horse's ass. I can assure you that somebody is probably not paying attention and will go to the Quality Inn in Marshall, Michigan. Let's move over to the medalist and talk about the golf course. When everybody arrives on Wednesday morning, there's going to be a large karting area just below the deck of the clubhouse. All of the carts should have tee times on them. We'll be on a dual tee, so hole 10 or hole 1 with your tee time, which should match the mobile website. The practice green for you to practice putting, it is adjacent to that karting area. You'll probably walk past it from your car to get a cart. The green is pretty large, and it rolls very, very true. It is a wonderful green. The golf course itself has a large range. It is on the other side of the parking lot, and balls should be out there by 7 a.m., 6:30 a.m. It is unlimited for you to hit balls. As for the golf course, the layout is very heavily wooded with thousands of trees. It is going to be reasonably tight in places, and it is going to be wide open in other places. There is fairways that are kind of wide in places, but they're very, very well conditioned. You're going to enjoy being in the fairway. You're actually even going to kind of enjoy the rough. It's not too bad, nice and fluffy. Next up is those pesky sand traps. Everyone is welcome to count them all, but there is 70 sand traps at the medalist. Some of them are large, some of them are small, some of them are deep. They're all pretty soft, lots of sand. Lots and lots of marsh areas. They are marked very well with red and yellow stakes. Remember, yellow is red at the Spackler. You can play them both the same. You can't get in trouble for playing a yellow like the USGA either. So you'll see a lot of those stakes and a lot of those marshlands out there. While we're on the topic of penalty areas, it's probably a good idea to bring some extra golf balls. There should be some good Memorial Day sales this coming weekend. The greens, lots of different shapes, turned all kinds of different ways. So if you have an oval, imagine it sideways, imagine it forward, backward, big, fat. Some of them are elevated, lots of breaks in them. They roll incredibly true. There's a couple false fronts out there. So the greens are very, very well taken care of. Next up is white stakes. There is going to be white stakes everywhere. Get used to it. You're going to see white stakes right off the first tee. Probably about 30 feet off your first shot of the day, you're going to see white stakes. There are two reasons why there are white stakes all over this golf course. First reason is pace of play. They don't want you looking for your ball. As soon as your ball crosses the white stakes, you shouldn't be in there. You need to come over to the fairway and drop. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. This is out of bounds. My watch says
89 yards. I'm going to walk over to the fairway, taking a 2-stroke penalty. I'm going to drop it 90 yards on my watch. 89, 90. About a foot onto the fairway, drop knee high, and I'm back in play.
The second reason why you shouldn't cross through the white stakes is the Michigan Wolverines that are in there that are very vicious, and they will attack you if you cross into the white stakes. Stay out of there so that you are safe. If you hit your ball into the red staked hazards, you can go in there and look for your ball. Warning, there could be a Wolverine in there, but you are allowed to go in there and look for your ball and play it if necessary. I don't recommend it, but you can do so. Lost ball, that's when there's no stakes and you can't find your ball. You have 2 minutes to locate your ball. That's it, 2 minutes. If you can't find it, we're moving out to the fairway edge, taking 2-stroke penalty, and moving on. Let's move over to beverages. Beers are going to be $3 when you buy 6. All of this is on the website under the notebook. It's on the mobile website also. The medalist, for whatever reason, has decided a long time ago to offer all their customers all the time, 24/7, food delivery service on the golf course. And so, yes, you can actually call and order food, and they will bring it to you wherever you're at on the golf course. So we have that service going on this year. Tee times. I'd like to talk a little bit about format. We have 84 people, and a lot of people think that should be a shotgun, and sometimes I and the Captain's Club agree with that. Sometimes we do not. A shotgun is the fastest way to get to the golf course and then get off the golf course. However, we're on vacation, and we're there to have fun. So our goal is not to show up to the golf course, play golf for 5 hours, and then leave, and I never saw anybody else except for the people that I played with. So we use a dual tee, and that allows for about an hour and a half of slow moving at the breakfast room at the hotel, slow moving at the practice range. Everybody gets to say hello to one another. Same with when we're done. Just slows everything down a little bit and gets us back to the hotel around 3:30 instead of like noon. So all of our tee times are going to start at 8 o'clock with the exception of Saturday, which is kind of a weird day. I'm not going to get into all of the details, but the tee times are going to be on the website for you. Next up is the tournament tee and the senior tee. Bill Bateson, who's in charge of yardage, is on the front 9 of the medalist.
Hey everyone, we're out here at the Medalist, getting ready, prepared for the Carl Spackler Open. Want to talk about the senior tees. We're here on the par 3, 7th hole, hitting it over the marsh. For those of you that are new and you're a super senior, you go up 1 tee box from the senior tees, and that's where you'll be hitting from. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple weeks.
Thanks, Bill. Bill will be at the player meeting to discuss the yardage in further detail. Everybody can expect to be playing from 6450 unless they're at the senior tee, and that'll be at approximately 6,100 yards. There is a tee analysis page on the website under the participants drop-down menu. You can check it out, and it identifies each golfer with what tee they're eligible to play. This year we have bag storage under the clubhouse deck. It is limited to approximately 50 golf bags. If you signed up on the participant options for that space, you can use it. I asked Marty Whalen to show everyone where that is visually so that they could see that.
Get it fucking straight, they said. Easy game, they said. Great. Son of a bitch. Oh, Greg, yeah, we got bag storage here, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So now you don't, all you gotta do is take your clubs, take them back to this room here. And since I had such a freaking great round.
You get rid of them.
Yeah, so Fun game.
Wow. Well, I don't know if I would throw my bag in there. I need everybody to take their bag, put it all the way in the back of the room, and stack it neatly. In the morning, the Captain's Club and a couple volunteers are going to show up early and empty out that room into the carting area so that everybody can find their bag and it'll be nice and orderly. Next item of business is pairings. I am going to announce some marquee pairings, start a new tradition here at the press conference. Before we do that, I would like to talk about some characteristics of the pairings and some examples of circumstances that happen with the pairings when we build them. I think it's worth my time to explain that. So there are 21 pairings every day and 63 pairings over those 3 rounds. That's 252 spots we have to fill in all of the pairings. And 17 of you did not fill out preferences. Some of them were just people that didn't complete the options, but some of the people don't want to select partner preferences. And that's okay. 667 preferences were selected in the April timeframe during the participant options. So let's get into what pairings are not. And to do that, we have a cooler, and I want you to think of this as a pairing. And what does not go into a pairing? Emails and texts. If you email anyone and text anyone your preferences for pairings, they kind of just go in the trash. And it's not a respect thing. There's, as I said, there's 667 preferences. The computer does a great job of sorting everything and keeping track of everything. And having that just hanging out there, it's a big job to do already. We give everybody 3 weeks to fill out their options, and we just go with that. I'm sorry. Second, what it does not take into consideration is your name. Doesn't matter who you are, including myself. We don't use name. We do obviously have names on pairings, but when we pair, who you are doesn't really matter. Something else that does not include is last year. We do not look at last year or the year before to see who you played with. That is not something that's more information. It's already very complex, so we do not do that. And then one last thing, seniority. Doesn't matter how many times you've come to Spackler. It doesn't matter what you think you are owed. That is nothing we consider. So let's talk about what builds a pairing. So our first thing is we have to have at least one mobile scorer. Pairings will be broken apart if necessary at the very end if we do not have a mobile scorer. We want our tournament to function with mobile scoring. What else does it have? Nothing personal to Lewis, Munskard, Dosky, and Brewster, but they are not going to be paired together. They could be very fast, but it's just something we don't do. So we consider pace of play when we build our pairings. Next one is we consider your preferences. The computer does a wonderful job of sorting everything and proposing everything to the people building the pairings, and it makes it tremendously easy in that regard. So we do consider your pairings, pairings. We do consider your preferences, so continue to provide them each year. Just because you prefer something doesn't mean that other people don't have preferences. So you got to consider that other people's preferences are also included in the pairings. And then last but not least, we're a big proponent of group, and we are large, but we will have no duplicates. And so the computer identifies any duplicates and we will adjust pairings accordingly until we have no duplicates in our pairings. So that's what builds a pairing. Let's talk about situations that happen when we build pairings. I am going to use fictional people to explain real Spackler situations. First, we have a bunch of playing partner favorites. One in particular is Bailey. There are 9 participants who have selected Bailey as their number 1 playing partner preference, and she only has 9 partners over the 3 rounds that she plays. Everyone else who has selected Bailey is just out of luck. Bailey's preferences are also irrelevant, although she is paired with her number 1 preference. Here is another common situation. Haley lives in Kansas with her best friend Chris and 2 sisters, Bailey and Kaylee. The close friends play golf every weekend together. Haley prefers her best friends as playing partners at Spackler. Bailey has similar desires, so does her sister Kaylee. However, Bailey's best friend Chris hopes to play golf with other people in Michigan: Mike, Mark, Dave, and Gene. Unfortunately, Chris's preference to play golf with other people at Spackler are somewhat avoided, as her best friends highly rank her as a favorite playing partner. These good friends logically go together for at least one pairing, despite Chris's preference to play golf with other people. This pairing must have a mobile scorer. Kaylee, Haley, Bailey, nor Chris are mobile scorers, so at least one friend must be removed from the pairing. As shown previously, both Chris and Kaylee prefer Dave Ober as their playing partner. So Bailey is removed from the pairing, and Dave is added as the mobile scorer. Our final example includes Kelly, who completes participant options each year, however supplies 0 preferences. Instead, Kelly prefers to play golf with people who prefer her versus the other way around. So those are circumstances that we see with pairings every year. Wanted to share those just as basic knowledge for everyone involved. As indicated earlier, our tee times are going to start around 8 o'clock in the morning as dual tee. The tee times for each of your pairings is based on your participant option selections, early riser or late nighter. If you're an early riser, you get -1 point. If you're a late nighter, you get +1 point. We add up the 4 in that pairing, and based on where that is amongst the other 21 pairings, determines what time your pairing will be. There is one exception to that. The Bolins in Central Time. I don't really care. I'm in Central Time what time I play. But Clayton and rookie Joe James is from Nevada. Rookie Daniel Holtzberger and Robert Holtzberger are from Wisconsin. Basically, golfers who are not living in Eastern Time Zone, you'll often find them at the bottom of the tee sheet. So moving on, let's get to the marquee pairings for this year. I have 5 to share with you. We will be releasing the pairings, and whenever the mobile scorers are done, we'll make some last minute adjustments. I don't think these ones are going to change, but you never know. But here they are. Wednesday, with no particular time scheduled, we have our first marquee pairing includes Mike Ellerbach from Michigan, Gene Dorr from Virginia Beach, Joe Bono from Pennsylvania, and Matt Pritchard from Columbus, Ohio. So that's our first marquee pairing. Our second marquee pairing on Wednesday is our CFO, Rick Dosky, Jared Silver from Massachusetts, Boston, Chad Cronauer from Virginia Beach, and Justin Gorby from Columbus, Ohio. Our third marquee pairing is for Wednesday, practice round. We'll start with Dan Patterson from Florida, Tom Peckham from Michigan, Brian Long from New Jersey, and crowd favorite Jim Brewster from Washington, D.C. Our fourth marquee pairing is for round 1 on Thursday. Jeff Tatum from Virginia, and Matt Mogul from the state of New York, with Chris Price in Roanoke, Virginia. And last but not least, to round it out, Pat Boland from St. Louis, Missouri. And then our fifth marquee pairing is for round 2 on Friday. Mike Bittner from Columbus, Ohio, and Mark Ray from Columbus, Ohio, and Dane Weiss from Columbus, Ohio, and Doug Weiss from Columbus, Ohio. Those are your 5 marquee pairings for this year. And again, we will be releasing all of the pairings as soon as the mobile scores have been determined and participant options close on May 22nd, I believe. Couple of last minute items. We have a social scheduled on Wednesday night at the bar that's attached to the hotel. The Captain's Club would thoroughly appreciate full attendance after golf and before dinner. That is going to be approximately 4:30 to like 7 p.m. We are worked out a happy hour, $3 beers. There's pool tables, dartboards, and lots of fun. I'd like to see everybody there just to say hello. It's really hard to get to see everybody every year with 84 people, and it would be a great opportunity for everybody to get together. And then the awards dinner is on Saturday night. It is several hours after golf, so you can stick around at the golf course if you'd like, but there's time for you to go back to the hotel, take a shower, relax, and Captain's Club needs to have a couple meetings, and then we will re-adjourn at the clubhouse deck at probably 7:30, but don't hold me to that. It could change. Again, telegram, itinerary on the mobile website will remain updated, and we're having fajitas, Mexican dinner, and our awards presentation is there. Yeah, Alan. Really? 7 o'clock. Yeah, $320, $340, 84 tickets. Yeah. Bring them to the player meeting. All right. Yeah. Thanks. That was Alan Hench. I guess this is breaking news. The Belmont Stakes is going to be raced at 7 o'clock on Saturday, June 8th. I asked Alan to buy 84 race tickets at the casino next door, and we will distribute those at the player meeting. Everybody gets a race ticket randomly, and we will cheer on the winner as a group. Got to look into whether that will happen just before dinner at the clubhouse or whether we'll meet at the casino. But again, Belmont Stakes, 7 p.m. Saturday, you have a race ticket. That is all I have. I am super, super excited to see everybody. Everything is ready to go. And until then,
Rise and shine. You don't want to miss your tee time.
Freaking Greg Long.